So we all belonged to a firm which both of us resigned, and then Nirav apparently still works there. He's about to resign, guys. Don't worry.
It was at this moment that he knew he fucked up.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Yashhhtalks' very first episode of this very first podcast. It's been a long time since we have uploaded anything, but then we can talk about this in a different video. Today, we have with us Nirav and we have Shravani with us. Both of them are very good friend of mine and also my former ex-colleagues from an organization that we previously worked in. So, guys, do you want to give a different intro of yourselves?
No. They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine.
I'll pitch in the very first topic, which we should talk about, which was the lifestyle changes that we had in our closing years of graduation. By the way, all of us are students as well and will be graduating in the next 1 year or 2 years for Nirav.
Yeah.
And yes, okay, so we're talking about the lifestyle changes in the very closing years of our graduation, and it is a phase where we are, running behind, looking for jobs, looking for startups or anything that could settle us down or whatever is our dream.
No, so like, you know how you're in like first year or second year and you've just like joined college and you think, oh my god, this is so cool.
Right.
And you know, it's all about like having fun. And you know, in the initial phases, like initial years at least, a lot of people engage in a lot of actual college bullshit, like, you know, participating in a lot
events.
of events and then doing all the things and then, you know, going and smoking and going with friends and doing all of that. So it's bullshit. Are you excluding?
It is true.
Yeah.
A lot of exploratory works
Yeah,
happen there.
yeah.
Right.
So I think first years are literally about actually doing college, like
Right.
actually living college.
Yes.
But then also somehow because it's first year, you can also manage your academics.
You
equally
do
in
focus
that.
on your academics as well. Like you're
Yeah.
very punctual with your journal submissions or
Huh,
deadlines.
huh.
But then later on
Because
you
it's the initial phases, you know,
Right.
it's like that little fear ki
you have
nahi
that
kiya to
school
kya
wala
hoga.
vibe still
Yeah.
with you.
So फिर that's nice actually to actually live life but also do your academics simultaneously.
Right. We're starting from here. So, like we were talking about how we have that school mindset that we discussed upon, and like we're more punctual about the deadlines in our very early on years of the university education. Now, no, I wanted to move to Nirav because, like, from what I know Nirav, since when I know Nirav, is never following the deadlines. So, like, how was your experience in your very first year of graduation?
I am in my first year.
Oh, sorry, you are
Yeah.
right. So, like, how is it going
कब तक रहेगा
right
first
now?
year?
Huh? Why does it feel like you're forever in your first year?
exactly.
Last July को
Looks
चालू
like
हुआ ना?
I ended my 2 years and then you're still in your FY. Give me my laptop cord.
हाँ.
I lost it. Huh. And now you come to your topic.
Yeah. I haven't been punctual because I've been working, no? So
Right.
फिर always there's been
Can you
cases.
just like if we do random stuff, can you cut us off like and you know zoom in the video to yourself?
Yeah, of course.
we can do that.
So like I've been working, so
But
मेरे को
then
हर
why
बार
would I do it, right? Editing
हाँ,
my I'll zoom on you.
Exactly.
When you're doing this.
अभी recently मेरे टीचर का कॉल आया कि
तेरे
you
teacher
haven't
call करते हैं?
हाँ मेरे को नहीं कॉल नहीं करते बट ऐसे कॉल आया कि सिर्फ तेरा बाकी है एग्जाम फॉर्म फिल करना वो कर दे और पैसे भेज एंड द
पैसे
पैसे रहते
Oh, your exam like fees, exam
एग्जाम
fees.
फीस बेसिकली
Okay.
and then वो apparently I haven't been to college in so long so apparently February में ये था फरवरी में उसका मिड फेब को उसका डेडलाइन था एंड शी वाज कॉलिंग मी 5th मार्च को आई न्यू कि 5th मार्च के बाद द पेंडिंग फीस वाज गोना बी 1500
Oh,
from after 5th March
नहीं,
and
पहले क्या था?
No, what was
उसके
the first
पहले
fees?
500.
no 1400 is like एग्जाम का फीस
Then $100 extra.
नो हाँ नहीं द थिंग इज 1400 तुमने अगर एकदम ठीक से पंक्चुअली इसके अंदर डेडलाइन के अंदर किया फिर कुछ भी मिड फेब को so 16 फेब टू 5th मार्च was 250 and then उसके बाद was 1500
अच्छा
आगे
Oh,
plus
अच्छा।
1400 plus 1500
अच्छा,
1400
अच्छा।
अब जितना भी तुम्हारा होगा
1400 plus 1500 damn okay
प्लस एक प्लस 1500
हाँ।
एंड वट एवर योर एग्जाम कितने भी एग्जाम दे रहे हो उसका कैलकुलेटर जितना होता है
okay
बट हाँ फिर बट मेरे को नहीं लगे वो पैसे somehow तो
Oh, damn.
I'm glad.
उसने कॉल कर दिया
imagine
उसने
being
मेरे को
so
नहीं-
late that your teacher has to call you
No,
Yeah,
exactly.
no, that's happened like a few times अभी
हाँ
and इस टाइम तो गया नहीं तो असाइनमेंट्स पता नहीं मेरे को कि
Nice.
कौन से है भी या नहीं भी वो नहीं पता I've never gone to a
So-
practical in my 2 semesters
So I wasn't wrong assuming that you will definitely not be punctual.
Yeah.
Okay, but like the good thing about Nirav is ki he's in his first year and yet he's working already. Apart from like us, even I was working, but then itne pace pe nahi. I was doing my internship not as a full-fledged work,
Work,
but
exactly.
just for the
Yeah,
sake
same.
of getting a certificate from them.
Same.
Hey,
Even,
should we jump to this? Like a lot of internship these days are more focused on ki okay, you will be certified in the end.
yeah, okay. ठीक है.
That is all, and then you just fill it in your CV, regardless if it's like if it aligns with actual experience that you need.
Yeah. हाँ, but like there are a lot of see even in my first year I joined this like internship ठीक है and that guy was like some Mumbai का guy and he had some entertainment company like वो production वगैरह सब करते थे तो he wanted me to do ऐसे business development to get him clients and everything तो मेरे को पहले business development I used to think okay I didn't know what it was so I was like ठीक है let's do whatever it is and if we get like he was going to pay me so I was like if we get money that's good but the thing is he made me call every client like sponsorship and then he was like we have this we have and then we offer this services and then he made me do like 60 calls a day and I was like what I don't want to do this and then the thing is मैंने initially I applied for a social media management person का post पर फिर इसने मुझे कुछ और ही दे दिया based on my communication skills or whatever I was like मुझे नहीं करना है
He
brother
transformed you into a call center.
yeah
actually
I was like what the fuck I don't want to do this तो फिर वो मैंने एक वीक में छोड़ दिया
एक वीक में
yeah
oh my god okay
So like these scams also keep running around, right? Because like people in their early stages are a little desperate to get into
Exactly.
jobs, and then for that they're ready to pay as well.
yeah I've
that
heard
happened a lot
Right?
yeah I've heard that people pay for internships
People pay for internship.
yeah which is
And
Which
with
is
a
so
zero
dumb.
stipend.
I
Right.
don't understand that actually
So these scams keep changing according to जितना जितना expose होते रहते हैं. So earlier it was like you pay us 5,000 and we'll give you an internship for 3 months and you'll get a certificate in the end. Then because that was a little like I said, the audience got wiser and they understood that it's thoda sa scam. So then they changed it. So they changed it. Ki okay, in the first like you have to give us a small sum and they call that sum as a deposit. So you give us a deposit money and then after 3 months of your service on your performance we'll give you a stipend of 10,000. So
अपने ही पैसे वापस
right.
लेते हैं।
So that stipend is a hook and then they can 3 महीने के बाद बोल सकते हैं ना कि your performance wasn't satisfactory enough.
obviously वही बोलेंगे
Right.
only
And
one out of like some
हाँ,
number will be
that would be some internal guy itself.
yeah could be actually
Bhai, a lot of scams keep running around. The entire thing is ki you do our course and we'll give you a job assistance is also another scam.
It's a big one because a lot of when you like call for internships or whatever तो फिर they tell you कि अरे ठीक है okay so you come here you whatever field you want we'll give it to you and then you do like 3 months of your course and then उसके बाद में you get like an internship in whatever company you want
So
I'm
and
like
then they'll show you a pamphlet that these are the companies assigned with
we
us.
offer yeah
And then the course fees would be like 75,000 दे दो
Exactly,
भाई. And I have got calls from these like very well known companies कि 75,000 का course है you get a certificate and a job assistance and they say it like it's only 75,000 and I'm like
exactly.
भाई मेरा course fees कम है यार इससे
exactly
क्या
क्यों करेंगे
and then like so I wanted to investigate this further and I went into a company and said कि मुझे ये front end में नहीं चाहिए तुम्हारा course but I would love to work with you on a back end basis. So then I tried to get in touch. I obviously didn't secure a role but then I understood a lot of things कि ये जो pamphlet they show these are the companies that we offer you jobs in. So ये सब भी उनके internal contacts ही होते हैं that they met in an event then they probably did a tie up.
Yeah.
So they do a type and then they get a
Right.
cut, they get a cut. Both
Yes,
of them get a
both
cut from
them are
our money.
right. So education and
Neither
edtech
of
has
them
become
get
a
jobs.
business abhi.
Obviously.
You go
That's what
into
YouTubers do as well, right? Abhi?
huh
YouTubers.
as like selling courses.
Selling courses is
Oh
like,
right.
yeah, many of
Bhai,
That is what Borkar does technically. He sells a
Hey.
course, by the
I
way.
know, the
Me?
ML wala, na?
the ML, but
You
I'm
know
not
everything.
selling it as
He's not
such.
selling it.
I'm not
He's
the
You
making it.
should, by
a
the way.
vendor
Yeah.
of mine is selling it,
Yeah.
which is
No,
fine.
no, the YouTubers thing. Yeah.
Right.
Many of them
I
are.
don't get paychecks basis on the amount of people join the course. I only get the paycheck for the video that I sent.
Oh,
So it's
you know, I had one offer like that come in.
Huh.
Ki they wanted me to do like some
training stuff.
yeah, training stuff ki ML सिखा दो या फिर
हाँ.
something like that.
Yeah.
And then they wanted me to make like a sample video कि तुम बना के दिखाओ. But then I
हाँ.
never sent the video. ऐसे 2-3 आए थे companies, but then I never
Right.
sent the videos. And then they kept like re-emailing me.
And that's why I have trust issues with this lower ranking companies. Because like if you go for a certified what do I call a course, then you will know that the tutors there are interviewed first, then they are training you there. But like यहाँ पे anybody is training you, and what if he trains you something wrong or something that is not there as an industry standard? So then like you're learning wrong stuff.
Yeah.
So
And these people also hire जो train कर रहा है उनको भी they hire like anybody who will come, you know, because obviously cost cut करना है और
Correct.
हमसे cost ज्यादा लेना है ताकि फिर they make the profit. तो अभी कोई भी ले ले कुछ भी सिखा दे क्या ही फर्क पड़ता है. एटलीस्ट वी कैन से कि वो लोग बोल सकते हैं ना कि हम पढ़ा रहे हैं. तो अभी क्या इंडस्ट्री में बता रहा है वो दैट इज नॉट नन ऑफ देयर कंसर्न टेक्निकली.
the backend management is a fuss अगर नहीं किया सही से manage, because like anybody who's willing to do it in less money will be done, like वही सिखाएगा. So it's a very big risk भाई पीछे. अच्छा so this is a lot of भाई एक तो this shouldn't have been talked about because ये एक तो डिसाइड भी नहीं किया था. अभी what if some company claims कि भाई ये गलत information है. But ठीक है, we're switching to moonlighting, but then before that we'll touch freelancing first.
We
Cause
didn't finish the first topic also.
we finished ना lifestyle changes.
पर फिर हमने सिर्फ फर्स्ट ईयर के बारे में बात की. हमने एंड
हाँ.
का बारे एक्चुअल
Oh,
टॉपिक
right,
तो बात
right,
ही नहीं किया
right.
ना.
So like in your closing years, right?
Yeah.
So what changes did you find among yourself? नहीं ठीक है. Let it continue.
Okay. So, you know how it's okay. So, this is like first year happening, and then you were just like very actually enjoying life and balancing academics. But when you go like forward, you get to a realization कि यार shit real world है करना है कुछ तो बाहर जाके अगर job लेना है तो you have to develop certain number of skills which are necessary in the industry to go out
Correct.
there
That
and you
they
know
used to actually ask you for.
which you actually need and you know which they actually value. तो वो ना you get into that mindset और because अभी सेकंड ईयर है जैसे हमारा 3 ईयर डिग्री है तो फिर वो सेकंड ईयर में आके ना बहुत जल्दी रियलाइजेशन होता है कि अभी नेक्स्ट ईयर से हम लोग को प्लेसमेंट्स है.
that click इतना instant click होता है ना.
Exactly. और क्यों होता है पता है I'll tell you. Because a lot of them because when they go to second year अभी थर्ड ईयर वालों का लास्ट ईयर है ना उनको पता है कि नेक्स्ट सेमेस्टर में उनके प्लेसमेंट्स होने वाला है. तो अभी because since they are working hard you get to a realization कि you know you get a feedback from them कि यार ये कंपनी आया था इधर इधर हम आ गए हमको ये नहीं आया है. तो फिर you get a realization if we start working from now maybe we might get better placements in the third year. तो you know वैसे ही होता है for most of us कि अगर तीन ईयर का डिग्री है तो that is what is the case कि first year is time pass, second year is like building skills, third year is actually applying those skills in companies. So you get a realization from those placements and you know companies and feedbacks from the seniors कि अरे ये हुआ फिर हमारे ये कंपनी ने ये पूछा ये कंपनी को ये चाहिए फिर ये कंपनी ने सिर्फ एप्टीट्यूड पूछा ये कंपनी ने सिर्फ टेक्निकल पूछा ये कंपनी ने सिर्फ मैनेजमेंट पूछा. Exactly. तो और and half of them where they lack is like at least in the technical industries where उनको कोडिंग आता ही नहीं है. Like genuinely
majority of them
they just सिर्फ नाम के लिए आता है क्योंकि एग्जाम दिया है क्योंकि हमने पढ़ा है. उसके आगे
और
किसी को
आता
कुछ
भी है
नहीं
तो
आता.
रेक्टिफाइड वे में आता है
Exactly.
कि ये डिवीजन ये करता है. हाँ यस
And you know what
टेक्सचुअल
gets
नॉलेज.
worse?
मेरे कॉलेज में तो वही चल रहा है. Like,
So
I
like
don't
do
see
you
anyone.
get the flying news कि तुम्हारे दूसरे बैच ने मतलब your next senior batch has done so and so stuff.
I mean हाँ वैसे तो चालू है क्योंकि like I see my batch cyber sector. There's only one division. Like ऐसे CS वगैरह के 3-4 divisions है वैसे एक division हमारी है वैसी. So a year has only one division. So like हमारे ऊपर के भी एक ही division है. And then we know everything that they're doing. And इधर किसी को फर्क नहीं पड़ता. They're doing many a lot of shit. एक उनका बंदा कोई तो blockchain की कंपनी ज्वाइन किया है वो उसके बारे में बातें वगैरह हो रही है. And इधर ये लोगों को पता भी नहीं blockchain क्या है. It's bad. Like
it's a spectrum कि one end is a lot of people who know actual coding कि सब कुछ आता है हम कंपनी में भी काम कर रहे हैं but the other end is bro कौन सा चैप्टर चल रहा है that is that
इधर तो I think कि यहाँ से नाम पढ़ के आ गए लोग कर ये कोर्स करने
कॉलेज अच्छा कोर्स का
मेरे कोर्स का because 3 साल की डिग्री ले लो साइबर सिक्योरिटी है
अभी बूम में आएगा. हाँ एवरीथिंग लाइक एवरी टाइम अ कोर्स ओपन्स राइट सब एक मार्केट का डोमिनो इफेक्ट होता है. सो समथिंग इन द इंडस्ट्री कम्स इनटू बूम एंड देन कॉलेज एजुकेशनलिस्ट आर लाइक कि अच्छा इसको करिकुलम में डालते हैं सो ज्यादा एंट्रीज आएंगी. सो एवरीथिंग इज अ बिजनेस ओनली आफ्टर ऑल कि ज्यादा बच्चे आएंगे कोर्स में अप्लाई करने के लिए सीट्स फुल करना है एंड देन फिर वो अपना तुम देख लेना और प्लेसमेंट में आ जाएंगे थोड़ा हेल्प.
You know, data science is a very big example of that. क्योंकि अभी पूरा industry is based around a lot of data and how much they're valuing data science अभी in the industry and with like obviously AI and ML and all of that. तो वो तो अभी कितना valued हो गया इसलिए everybody bro I joined data science and then everybody around me was like oh data science इतना अच्छा that was the entire that's the only thing I heard.
Doing the trendy stuff you get that feeling और this was an entire chain पता है cause internet first of all boom because of Jio's intervention. उसके बाद as soon as people got internet data counts basically increased all over globe or let's say in India at least the data value increased cause like हर किसी के पास internet है everybody is now into an internet world. और उसके बाद once data increased your data science का field got boom cause like you have to handle so much data and post that once the data was handled enough उसके बाद cyber security got into boom क्योंकि ये सब secure भी करना है सब ऐसे ही तो waste में नहीं जाने दे सकते. So then ये सब trends और booms के चक्कर में we got our curriculum triggered उसकी वजह से.
But you know also with like placements and everything अभी as you go forward वो ना ऐसे it becomes very difficult to know कि किसको actually coding आता है because half of them are actually using ChatGPT and like any whatever medium which is true ever bro.
Right, it is true. But then so I have this tagline in my not in my CV but in my portfolio कि I might not be the best coder here but I might be the best problem solver here. So like whatever like industrialist अगर तेरे को कोई आ गया तेरा senior okay चल not senior but your manager तो your manager is not from a coding background he is like कि ये problem है gap है industry में ये solve करके तो मुझे एक software चाहिए he doesn't matter कि भाई तू React use कर रहा है या तू हाँ बस मुझे हाँ another case is like I was actually under a client from the Pune University campus and he's like कि ये gap है industry में I need a tool he wanted a Chrome extension for it. So I was like मैंने उसको एक first meeting में code दिखाया कि this is how the IPs are getting segregated फिर वो यहाँ display हो जाएंगे. तो वो VS का terminal देखा ना he wasn't थोड़ा उसको लगा कि हाँ ठीक है कर रहा है कुछ तो कर रहा है. And then the last day when I was presenting that project I showed him the UI of it the UI UX of it कि this is how it will look color scheme ऐसा buttons ऐसा. Then he got happy अच्छा ऐसा हो रहा है. तो he doesn't give a fuck कि भाई code में अंदर क्या हो रहा है backend में. He just wants कि अच्छा user ऐसा click करेगा उसको ये रिजल्ट मिलेगा और ऊपर मेरे कंपनी का लोगो है बस. That is all he cares about.
ठीक है fair enough from his perspective to say
right and it's fair on your end कि it's difficult to find out who actually do codings and develop stuff than people who just list it down on their CVs.
I mean how does it matter unless you're
right as long as they're getting the job
exactly.
I think it's fine with everybody's perspective. Just for reference we lost 10-15 minutes of footage already so we have to restart from last 15 minutes no not from start we touched the scams in the industries where we discussed upon the payment for internships and basically the entire business
actual चांगला content is get साला भाई
हाँ ना भाई
so pissed.
and when we were in the prime thinking phase असू दे
I was so much wiser. I never said
35 no?
Yes, yes, 35 the people are very wise. Like they, first of all, they don't occupy the frequency, and even if they do, one glare is enough for them.
I used to have the 372. 372 is from here to 330. Phase 1.
Oh.
So like I mean IT wala.
Okay,
Whenever
okay.
I had college or was leaving from college, hard I used to get cloud. Like a lot of cloud.
And if we are done talking about buses,
एक second.
can we move?
We can't move.
Base. Okay. If we are done watching reels and talk about bus schedules.
check करो.
हाँ, the passport. हाँ, अरे खुशी होता है यार. If we are done talking about bus schedules, can we move to freelancing? So, from my observation and a lot of my colleagues' observation, people from the university jump into freelancing very often and like in a very good frequency. Because like freelancing is something, a side hustle. Anything which is a side hustle and gets you money is freelancing for me, right? Yes.
What is it? Bye bye.
Thank you. Rakhi. The parotas were amazing, by the way.
Yeah, they're so good.
अरे यार.
That is good.
फोन कुठे आहे तुमचा?
एक म्हणून ती रेकॉर्डिंग थांबली.
तुमच्यामुळे. Thank you so much मम्मा.
ठीक है भाई. Let's move into fuckers kids भाई. Let's move into freelancing. Let's, भाई Neerav, you talk something भाई on this. I have talked enough.
Freelancing. You start.
2,000 years later.
प्लीज भाई, तुम्हाला ब्रेक घ्यायचा आहे का? 15 मिनिटं ब्रेक घ्या. पण तुम्हाला ब्रेक देऊ नाही काय फायदा नाही. तो ब्रेक संपल्यावरही तुम्ही लाईनवर
Actually हाँ good. 10 मिनिटाचा ब्रेक घेऊ.
किती बंद करतो मी. त्यानंतर जर मला क्वालिटी कंटेंट नाही भेटला.
हाँ तो बंद कर.
I forgot.
Weren't you the main person designing for it?
Oh.
Okay. It's a very good segue. कारण की आताच आपण तुझ्या ब्रँड बद्दल डिस्कस करत होतो and how you are designing for it, so we can move into freelancing from
Yes.
once this girl is done with her bakchori, well initiated. We have already lost a lot of time, efforts, footage, audio. Fuck audio.
Nice.
No, it's fine.
अरे.
So one of the three will have a good audio. I'm pretty sure.
तुला मग ते check करावं.
नहीं
एवढं दूर आहे.
that is a emergency
Sure.
cap. So like if both of these fail, we'll use that. Okay, so we were talking about how Neerav was a brand designer, cloth designer. Designer for some brand. So yeah. So we were talking about freelancing and the work we have done in that entire period.
Yes.
I have been ठीक है era. So I have been working into what? I have worked as a content writer. Do you guys know this? My very first work which got me paid was a technical content writing for a product. For a software basically.
Oh.
So this company wanted a description of it, and no. This is a different software product. So and then the second company or the second client I worked for was a decor brand for whom I tried creating. That was the time when I was working as a web developer. I was creating a website for them, and that was the time when I didn't know how to deploy a website. So I just went in with the courage and वो रहता ना कि कर लेंगे भाई कुछ ना कुछ. And then it was probably my luck. So then she backed off for some reason, and that is when I joined Midera, I suppose. And then I learned how to deploy an actual website.
Okay.
So this was my story into freelancing. I want to know Neerav's first, because like इसका energy चाहिए बहुत.
मेरा तो.
What was your freelance? I know it's a small story.
हाँ, I mean I just worked as a social media market.
So your first company was this?
Yeah, this is my first company, but freelance paper.
पर इसके पहले कुछ था.
So then tell us the freelance stuff ना.
So like I just basically used to अकेला बैठ के जो यहाँ करते हैं वही मैं अकेला करता था.
Oh, with clients.
हाँ.
And then you used to fetch them from?
Mostly LinkedIn, but I used to the worst, not the worst. It was actually good. I used to go Google Pay. I used to put any like gyms near me, kuch aisa, because I needed that. So,
Right. The
gyms near
Google
me.
dorking. Right.
And then then gyms near me, like the ones which didn't have like a very good rating, I used to bombard them with messages.
Oh damn.
Yeah.
So like
I got them on.
you wrote for them, you designed for them, what?
Marketed their.
Marketed them.
Yeah.
All right.
And how did you do that?
सोशल मीडिया मार्केटिंग ना जो यहाँ करता है, सो पोस्ट उनके जो पोस्ट रहते हैं वो पोस्टिंग
So SEO and stuff.
SEO नहीं only on the social media पे there is really no SEO, like hashtag management वगैरह बोलते, पर इतना ज़्यादा कुछ नहीं रहता.
हाँ,
Oh,
but like how did you
but it's a
make
very
posts
small
and-
part of it.
वो भी तूने बनाया क्या?
पोस्ट हाँ
पूरा graphics वगैरह?
हाँ, but like बहुत ज़्यादा फालतू था तो,
हाँ.
but I used to get money.
Yeah.
Right.
Fair.
So yeah, this was when, like in your JC, in your 10th.
10th
Good.
से JC तक, पर फिर 12th में मेरे को बंद
Took a break, obviously. Hey, every time this happens, ki you are between your boards and then you have to stop your work.
Yeah.
And then you're like, एक दिन मैं startup खोलूंगा with the side. And then I'll have a company. तो तभी imagine भी होता था, अभी it's
अभी वो
less
थोड़ा
imaginable.
reality hit
हाँ,
होता है.
yeah. You become more, you came more closer to how reality works. ठीक है. So, Shravani, what is your life cycle on freelancing?
So initially I started because हम लोग को like obviously college curriculum में था to find a internship.
Internship.
Yeah, so I was planning on doing something, but then I searched for a couple of weeks. पर मेरा कैसा था, I used to like do it under the covers कि ऐसे मतलब किसी को पता नहीं था कि I was like job hunting, internship hunting, nobody in the world knew.
Great.
तो फिर I used to put in like LinkedIn पे और फिर Indeed पे internship पे I used to send in like resumes and all of that. So one day I called this guy and I saw his opening. Weirdly, my first internship, how I found it was, I was scrolling on Instagram, I found this website which provided internships. I went on the website and found the first guy. Called him, told him कि I'm looking for an internship, ये वो. And then he's like, okay. So you like very good.
Schedule and interview.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then he gave me the business development job.
Right.
But I was actually applying for an social media
manager. Right.
तो फिर that happened. इसलिए फिर उसने मुझे वहाँ पे दिया. But then that was also that was kind of paid. पर फिर I left in 1 week because
Right.
like
Because of
for
the
job
work
ban
pressure.
वो
Yeah,
इसने
yeah.
कोई और ही position दे दिया जो I wasn't
हाँ.
applying for. And like whatever he was making me do was bullshit. तो फिर I was like ठीक है मुझे नहीं चाहिए. तो फिर I left it in like 1-2 weeks. फिर
So
obviously
the
didn't get
odds
paid.
were against you.
Yeah.
But crazy story, bro.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't know कि ऐसा like you found it through such
Exactly.
means.
It was like, and वो होता है ना कि random you were just scrolling and you were just like, okay, let's go on this link and then try.
Let's just give it a try, and you're actually not looking for something concrete,
Yeah.
but then you end up with something.
Yeah, it is like, and most of the stories which end up like that are like weirdest ones.
Yeah. Usually it is the case, yeah. You are not looking for something, but then you get something, and then your life changes.
Yeah. Samsung M51.
Good. Okay, so we are on the verge of finishing this pod with the last topic of discussion, and then leave my fucking life.
Yes, sure.
Okay, so we are on the verge of finishing this podcast with our very last topic of discussion, which is the saturation. And what a good point to start with, because like we are all already saturated, and so is the industry. So the industry saturation is basically throughout, because like what?
Hi.
Did I say something?
You said to start with.
Yeah, to start with.
To start with what?
No, you
To
said
start
this is
with.
such a good point to
Good point to
start
start
with.
with.
Yeah.
It's a good point to end.
End with.
No. So I said I am saturated, which is a good point to start with the topic saturation.
You didn't say it like that, yeah.
कुठून cut करू, कुठून start करू आता. Okay, so we are on the verge of finishing this podcast with our very last topic of discussion, which is saturation in the industry, and we'll sum everything up that we have talked about so far. And then was the saturation point, where like every spectrum of industry you see nowadays is saturated.
That's mainly because of the population.
Yeah, or
No, that is, a population is a big factor in the
the
saturation.
applications are a big factor, one, and two is the automation, that is reducing human intervention.
Okay.
Both of them are a very big reason for this.
But okay, no, not just the automation. Automation, तो अभी चालू है.
हाँ,
Like there's
no,
still
but
time,
when
right?
automation wasn't there, we had enough jobs.
No, we had enough jobs.
But we also had less population.
हाँ,
Right.
yeah, the population is going to keep increasing unless.
But then if you have a growing population, you will need more supplies, more people to feed that population.
Which is what
will
automation
need
is doing.
which will need
Okay.
more jobs. Which will
Right.
then more people will
Yeah,
take up the jobs.
So population, I don't think is a big criteria. Because like if you have a growing population, you will have more job vacancies as well. But then automation is the key killing factor.
Yeah.
I feel like.
Fair.
Right? Because automation is taking over a lot of human interventions. Because the manual work like car body painting or a lot of like things have now been automated. So then you don't require human efforts there. Or even in software industry.
Yeah, but then some jobs also require like
Skill.
you to be skilled
Right.
and hand skilling तो obviously लगेगा,
Yeah,
but then also like that mental skilling की
Correct. So for example, for
Logical skill.
error resolution or
Yeah.
something that has to be built innovatively. Okay, so like one is automation, two is that the counter of that automation, because like we discussed, if we have that skill that cannot be filled with an automotive stuff, then we will have that job. We had this as the last topic. We'll shuffle it to one more topic, which is the layoffs part. And then we can end it, right? So what are your takes on the current layoff situation? Like globally we have seen it.
So you know how like industry gets saturated, right? Wait,
Technical problems.
technical problems कैसे
अरे
है?
अपन mention करना है technical.
Okay, so
So we were on layoffs, yes. Neerav have a say on this.
I haven't been laid off. But I didn't get that. Or I obviously didn't talk to.
नहीं, so let's
So we
get
were
back
on layoffs, dude.
Yeah.
Let's get back to layoffs.
So you know how like the industry obviously gets saturated in one scenario, no? So if it becomes important for them to like lay off people who are like not working or like not putting as much
Right.
work
Those who
or
don't give an
input.
ROI to the company.
Yeah.
Okay.
So फिर that's where like layoffs get a lot,
Increase
increase.
in the frequency.
Yeah.
Alright, you guys know this theory of it. So there are two types of layoffs. One is when you like the organization feels like we don't need this employee anymore, which is one. And second is the conspiracy that I've heard in news in portals, wherein like an organization, however big it is, big or small, they have to show an annual profit to the trustees or whoever are the investors.
Shareholders.
Shareholders, true. So they have to show an annual profit to them.
Yeah.
In a very like so it should be a high profit than your previous annual year, right?
Yeah.
Financial year. So for that, to increase that profit margin, they usually lay off a bunch of folks so that they could save up on their salaries. That is one. And then it obviously links back to the same thing. If you're not required in the company, then you will be left off.
Left off. Yeah. But that's so like
Same thing, bro.
like how will their salaries make such a difference in like a bigger
No, but
Consider an annual salary.
No, don't just consider an annual salary. Consider the amount of people they're laying off. No, consider the annual salary and the amount.
Annual salary of a bunch of
then it
folks.
becomes large.
Yeah.
And plus, it's not just the
Yeah.
salary that the company spends on you. It is your salary, your things that you're usually
Yeah.
using in the company. Their architecture is being used.
Architecture and like the insurance and all of everything that
Right.
the company gives. Any
Right.
advantages that the company gives.
True. Be it the travel allowance, all type of allowances and amenities that you get. This so an ethical approach of this that I've seen in MNCs at least is that they start the remote jobs. So WFH starts from there. Work from home. That basically saves up on the architectural space.
A lot of companies do that. The one
Right.
I work with right now, everybody's in different locations.
True.
Hmm.
So I've
I
talked
mean,
with
that is how you get
Yeah.
better. What?
And
Efficiency.
save up on everything.
Yeah.
Save up on everything, and you just don't. If you're located, for example, in Pune only, you're not gonna get a talent or a skill from any other any other place. Yeah. So.
Which is fine.
Right. So this ethical way that I was talking about. So I've talked with the what do you call them? The finance managers of a firm. So they have told me that like you can't lose a talent, right? If you really value your employee, then you can't lose that client saying, ki, okay, we unfortunately don't have a budget for you, so we'll be laying you off. So instead of doing that, they in a very early stage, they start work from home, saving up on the architecture cost, and secondly, they rent their own office spaces. So these are the basic tactics that they have to come up with to keep the talent secure as well as keep the financial condition of that organization intact. Because then you can't keep like this toxic culture can't be promoted, right? That okay, you're already low on your budget and you're still pushing your boundaries to see how much the fund can last on a good note.
Yeah. Okay.
even know what time it is.
Ready?
No,
3,
nothing.
2.
Fuck.
It has a crack.
Oh shit bro. मी जरा खूप चांगलं
Where
गायचं.
did we stop?
थांब भाई अजून एक भेटलं मला आता तर नवीन
Where
पाठवलं.
did we stop?
आठवत नाही मला.
Where did we stop?
हो. त्यांनी इंडिकेटर लावलं होतं या चितेला
हा,
दिसलं
was the
नाही
problem.
आणि ह्यानी पूर्ण हाफ वे थ्रू घेतलेली
हा.
स्विफ्टवाल्याने.
So
Okay, हा.
we
Yeah. No,
काही
I
पण बोल, तू काही पण बोल. काहीतरी तर बोल. Say something.
I like Burger King.
I forced you in the spot, and then.
Okay, हा आपण
You
बोलत
were
बसू.
stressed काय?
असंच बोलत बसू.
Hey, Karma, I want the content to be, if not good, at least postable.
काही
Also,
करा.
I am that PG uncle who's like, मस्ती करो बेटा, पर लिमिट में करो. ऐसा तोड़ो फोड़ो मत. What if I sink?
Sunk.
Sink.
Sinks.
Sink.
Drown.
What's the? What if I?